Well, gosh, both Jeremiah and Peter seem to be having a bad day, so let's take a look at what's going on. There appears to be a pattern. They're having a strong reaction to a negative experience, but they're drawing the wrong conclusions, and now they're in danger of giving up their calling. This can happen to any one of us as well, any given day. Something bad happens, we get all worked up about it, and now we're tempted to do something that's going to get us into trouble. What is it that saves them from disastrous consequences? Remaining in conversation with God. They both do it. Jeremiah and Peter stay in conversation with God, because that's how they are able to process what's going on and course correct. In conversation with God, we remember who we are, what we're supposed to be doing, and what is at stake. And there is much at stake. Souls are at stake in our relationship with God and answering His call. So it is good for us to be on guard that we not get derailed, that we not cause crashes, or if we have, that we come back and have the Lord help us heal things. What else could this look like? We were on clergy retreat this week, and we got to hear some stories from brother priests who have come from other parts of the world, and one is really sticking out to me. This young priest, after being ordained, was assigned to a rural part of his diocese where he was responsible for 4 parishes, each one in a different location. And in that region, there are bandits who like to go from village to village causing chaos. So it was not uncommon for this priest to get a call, something like this: "Father, we know you have mass scheduled, but please don't come. The bandits are due to arrive any minute now." What a wild ride. And that's just the human problem. They also have to deal with wildlife. One day he found a cobra in his bathroom that was longer than 6 feet. Another time they found a giant python in the front yard. They ate that one. And one night, because they sleep on the floor, he got stung by a scorpion. And I guess you have to cut an onion and press it to the wound so it can draw out the poison. I'm not sure. I've never been stung by a scorpion before. And the punchline is this: when he was ordained and got his assignment, all of his siblings called him one by one and said, "Don't do it. Don't take the assignment. Don't go there. It's too dangerous. We're worried about you. You have to call the bishop and demand he give you another assignment." And this young priest said to his siblings, "You can't tell me that. You've already given me to the church. I belong to God now, and I go where I am sent to serve His people. So don't tell me that. Don't tell me not to answer my calling." So the pressure can come from within us, or it can come from outside of us. But there's a negative experience, there's a strong reaction, and it would be easy for us to draw the wrong conclusions that could get us off track or even into big trouble. Here's my recommendation, since this is true of our human experience. In the tradition of the church, it's called the examen prayer, but I just refer to it as the daily check-in with God. And what I invite you to do is set a reminder on your phone. Mine is for 11:30 a.m. every day. I get a notification, and I know it's time to go somewhere quiet and do my daily check-in with God. And it usually takes less than 5 minutes, and it goes something like this. Hey God, it's me, I'm just checking in. And then I start sharing with God whatever's going on. Here's what I'm thinking about, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I desire, here's what I'm worried about. Stuff like that. It's already going on inside of me, but now I pause and I open up to the one who can help me. I open up to the one who can come in and do something about it. And God is always waiting to be with us in any experience that we're having, especially if it's negative and we need him the most. And if I'm not sure what to say in my daily check-in, the other thing I do is I use 3 words: sad, glad, and mad, because we can always find something to talk about in those areas. So I say, okay, God, here's what I'm sad about today. Okay, God, here's what I'm glad about today. Okay, God, here's what I'm mad about today. Or here's who I'm mad at today. So that's what it looks like, because we need to get all of this and get it out in the open with God. Because that is what will save us from disaster. Left to our own devices, we will mess everything up. How often? Every single time. Left to our own devices, we get it wrong. We misinterpret things. We draw wrong conclusions. Our emotions get the best of us. Kind of feels like we get hijacked. And afterwards, we're like, why in the heck did I do that? So we need to pause, turn, open up, and share, and just relate what's going on. So if we want to avoid disaster in our lives, we need to stay in conversation with God.